welcome back to another video. So today I'm actually going to be doing a Top 5 Wednesday video. Top 5 Wednesday is currently hosted by Sam over at Thoughts on Tomes. I will leave a link to her channel down below, as well as the Goodreads group for Top 5 topics. So today's topic is Top 5 Underrated Books. So these are the books that I picked that I feel do not get enough love, not as much as they deserve. So let's get into them. So coming in at number 5 is The Book of Ivy by Amy Engel. And this is a YA dystopian book. This is a duology. So this is the first in the duology. And I read this, I want to say 2015. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really loved this book. It was super interesting, kept me captivated. And, well, I love dystopian for one. Dystopian is probably one of my favorite genres. But this is about a girl named Ivy who, it's set in America after this, brutal nuclear war, and pretty much the whole country is left kind of like a wasteland. And so they're trying to rebuild the town, and there are two families that were fighting each other and opposing each other. And so what happened is the family who won the war, they have to, their sons marry the daughters of the losing side, the family that lost. And so Ivy's up to marry one of the sons, and she's actually going to be marrying the president's son. And her family has been training her and raising her whole life to pretty much take down that family. So her mission is to marry the son and then sort of kill him. Well, not sort of, but marry him and kill him. But, of course, it's YA, so what do we know happens? She falls in love with him. So now she's got to pretty much decide, what is she going to do? Is she going to, go against her family and everything she's been taught because she fell in love with the president's son? Or, did she go ahead and still carry out her mission and kill him? So, yeah, that's pretty much what this first book is about. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's really good. Really, you pretty much speed through this one. The second one I did like, not quite as much as the first. I did like the first one better, but it is a good duology nonetheless. So, yeah, I definitely think this is one that's pretty underrated. The next one that I'm going to talk about is another one that's also pretty underrated as well, at least to me, and that is The Arcana Chronicles by Kresley Cole. This one is Arcana Rising. This is the 4th book in the Arcana Chronicles series. But I really love the series. The books are super interesting, so fast-paced, and there's just so much that goes on. And the end of each book, oh my gosh, leaves you on such a cliffhanger that you will be begging for the next book. So these books I just absolutely love. I describe them as a supernatural Hunger Games, because that's basically how I see it, because it's, you've got these kids that are just I don't remember how many, 20 something, I don't remember the number, but there's a bunch of kids, and it's based on the tarot cards, and each kid has is a representation of one of the tarot cards, and so each kid has a different ability or power, and basically they're in a game to fight to the death, and only one can win the games, and the game resets itself every so many years or so. It gets reset and replayed, and only one character or one tarot card can win. So, yeah, like I said, it sounds like a supernatural Hunger Games. And so I really love this series. It's really good, really action-packed, fast-paced. Like I said, the endings will leave you begging for more. And I feel like this series is just one that does not get talked about enough, and it's not shown enough, and really it deserves more love because I love the series, especially the second and third book. The second and third one in the series are my favorite. So they're so good. And the third one, the villains in the third one are the best. That's another thing, is this series has really good villains, really creepy villains too. The first book, Poison Princess, the villain was super creepy in that one. But then you get to the third book, Dead of Winter, and the villains in there, the lovers, are so creepy and twisted. And yeah, there's some really, really good villains in this series. So if you like villains, then again, this is a series for you. Like I said, I definitely think this is one that's really underrated. The next one that I have here coming in at number 3 is Uninvited by Sophie Jordan. And this is the first in the Uninvited duology, so it's just 2 books. I really enjoyed Uninvited. The second one is Unleashed. I didn't enjoy that one quite as much, but I loved Uninvited. I flew through this in like a day, and I just did not want to put it down. This one is another dystopian. If you can't tell, I like dystopian. Dystopian is actually my second favorite genre. It's pretty close with fantasy. So I like fantasy and dystopian almost equally, but right now I'm a little bit more into fantasy, but I still really love dystopian. So anyway, this is a dystopian, and you can kind of put it as sci-fi as well. But this is basically our main character is Davy, right? Yeah, I forgot her name for a minute. Yeah. Our main character is Davy, who, so in this world, scientists have discovered that there is this gene that they call the kill gene. So basically, anyone who has this gene is will become a killer someday in their life. No matter how good they seem or what they're like, if they have this gene, they will become a killer. And so, and the world treats everyone with this gene differently. They're kind of separated from the rest of the population, and they go to like a separate school, and they're kept separated from people. And so in this book, our main character Davy finds out that she has this gene. And Davy is, before she finds all this out, she is the kind of student that you would say you would never picture or imagining her hurting anyone. she is an A student. She's a musical prodigy. She's popular and well liked by everyone. She's nice and friendly to everyone. So you wouldn't have expected her to have this gene, but it comes back that she does. And so pretty much her life gets changed upside down after finding out she has this gene. And so that's where the story kind of takes off from there. Like I said, I really enjoyed this. I flew through it in a day. I loved the first book, and this is one that I definitely think is underrated. So, yeah. Alright, so number 2 on my list is Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers, and I absolutely love this book. This is one of my favorite books, and this is a Christian fiction book, and it's based off the book of Hosea in the Bible, but it's basically about this girl, Angel, who her mother passes away when she's very young, and she ends up being sold into prostitution at a very young age. And basically it's her story, her life of what she went through being in prostitution and being trapped in that life, and how she escaped it and discovered love. And so I really, really love this book. This is a book that if you want a book that'll make you cry, you will cry in this book. I cried from the prologue all the way to the end of the book, because this is such a heartbreaking story, and the things that she had to suffer and go through is just so heartbreaking. So yeah, I really love this book, and this is one that I don't hear anyone ever talk about. So this is definitely a very underrated book and deserves much more love, because this was just so good. And the last book on my list, I actually don't have the physical book to show you guys because I only have it in ebook form. So I will put a picture of it right up here. But that is the Sign series. The first book is Luminous by Jasmine Angel. I love this series, the Sign series. I have a review of all 3 books in the series. I will leave those linked down below for you guys to check them out if you want. But this is a mermaid series, and I love mermaids. And so this is a mermaid series, and it's actually an adult mermaid book. So that is even better, because you don't read many adult mermaid books. There aren't many out there. And so I absolutely love the series. It's very original, and it's, just when you think you know what's going to happen, it turns around and goes in a completely different direction. There's so many twists and turns in the series, so many things that you're just not expecting, and you think it's going to go one way, and then it's like, nope, just kidding. So I absolutely love the series, one of my favorite series, and it really does not get enough love, because I really don't hear anyone talk about this series. And I wish people would, and I wish people would read it, because it is really, really good. So if you haven't picked up this series yet, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It is available as ebooks. They don't, there's like, I think you can order the physical book on the author's website, but there's really uh, not much physical books out there in print. So it's mainly an ebook format, but it is so good. So if you're the type that's like, I prefer physical books, because I know I'm the same way, I prefer physical books, and I have a hard time getting through ebooks, but just try it. Just push yourself to read it, because the series is really, really good. So that's it for my top 5 underrated books. Those are the books that I feel do not get enough love, not as much as they deserve. So, definitely check out some of these books, you guys, because they're definitely worth the read. And that's it for my top 5 Wednesday. Let me know in the comments below what are some of your underrated books that you think don't get enough love. And I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye.